Hello, you guys. As you can see, we are back in action. We are playing the blended LP today. And we're in the Flex household. Now, it's been a little bit since I've played. I played off camera quite a bit. So Matilda ages up in a day, and then Adeline and Markus had another baby, baby Mckenzie, and she looks just like Adeline. She's gonna be Adeline's mini-me, I swear. And she's already a toddler, so quite a bit of time has passed. When we left off, baby Paul's half-brother, John Douglas, had just been born, and he was a baby, and it was Winterfest. Well, it's not Winterfest anymore in the game, so clearly some time has passed. John Douglas is like a day from aging up, I think. And so that was pretty cool. And Paulo and Jenny have since welcomed baby Joey. Now, Matilda is a little older than John Douglas, or supposed to be a little older than John Douglas. Joey is a little older than Mckenzie. And I think the reason Adeline decided to have another baby with Markus was because Jenny and Paolo had a baby, which was baby Joey. And Adeline, oh my goodness, some things have happened between Jenny and Adeline. And you see, after Winterfest, Adeline went over to pick up, Paul. And Paul was waiting in the car, and she tried to put, the moves on Paolo, even though she's with Markus. Like, girl, you're married. Stay in your lane. And she was, like, pregnant with baby Mckenzie very shortly after, too. But she was trying to put the moves on Paolo and got flirty. Then Paolo left to go to work. And Jenny came home, and Adeline was in her house. And she's like, oh, like, what are you doing here? And she's like, oh, I'm just, getting Paul, blah, blah, blah. And they chatted a bit. And then Adeline left. And then another day, a second time, Jenny found Adeline in her house. And this time Paul was at home, so she had no reason to be there. And it was after, and Paolo wasn't in the house, so she's like, you entered my house uninvited. And I mean, she's been trying to co-parent nicely with Adeline, get along with Adeline and Markus, especially because, Paolo's her husband, and she knows, she wants to get along for the sake of her stepson, Paul. And it's difficult for her being a new mom and a stepmother, But she, oh my goodness, she and Adeline had it out. She began to realize, Adeline was showing a little too much interest in Paolo, being a little too friendly in her house. She didn't mind when she brought her kids over and they shared Winterfest with Jenny and Paolo. Like, she didn't mind that. It did irritate her slightly, but, she held her P's and Q's and allowed that to happen. So she was finally had enough, and she said something, and Pablo said something, and he got very mouthy to Adeline. And he met Adeline at a coffee shop and told her, look, you cannot be putting the moves on me anymore. Like, he seemed open to it the first time Adeline was putting the moves about it, but now he changes his tune. His wife is pregnant, and Adeline and Jenny are going back and forth arguing, and he had said some things to Adeline, too. So Adeline and Paolo are currently not getting along, and I think she was a little, like, jealous when they had Joey. And I think even more so, like, the fact that Paolo at first accepted her advances, and then, like, suddenly he's like, no, I want to be faithful to my wife. Like, Adeline doesn't like when she doesn't get what she wants from any man, and clearly she wanted Paolo as her side piece. I don't think she had any intention of Markus knowing or divorcing Markus, because Adeline just, I don't know, she just rolls differently lately. In fact, I don't know, she's almost become as, like cheaty as Markus, because we know Markus has had several people at the same time, while Adeline's kind of taken on his habits, which isn't good. So her and Jenny currently aren't getting along. Now, Jenny wanted Paul there for John Douglas's birthday, but Adeline picked him up instead and said, you know what? No, I really want him at my house. And so, for when John Douglas turns into a child, which was going to be in like a few sim days, or a sim day. And, so Paolo and Adeline are currently now fighting over who Paul is going to live with, because Paolo doesn't want to deal with Adeline, and he's got Jenny in his ear like, I think Adeline is just, she doesn't understand boundaries. I don't think she's, fit to be raising Paul, even though, granted, she has like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She has 6 children. Of both her with her and Markus combined, but Jenny's got it in her head that Adeline just isn't, the most stable person. She clearly doesn't want to stick to Markus. And then Markus called her and asked Jenny out on a date. Like, he is clearly not being faithful to Adeline even now. And maybe Adeline knows that, and that's why she was trying to get with Paolo. I'm trying to understand the whole dynamics here, and explain them as best I can. But right now, Adeline and Paolo are basically kind of doing a custody battle sort of thing with little Paul. And Adeline picked him up. She's like, nope, I want him at my house. If Paul's going to have his birthday, it should be with his mother. I know that Paul's birthday is the same day as John Douglas, but you know what? You're going to have to suck it up, pretty much. That's pretty much the way Adeline went with that. So, yeah. I mean, Markus and Adeline, they're a whole mess. They've always been a whole mess. Although they're always going to be very romantic with each other. He's sad because he released Rosemary's spirit. He's mourning Rosemary, his previous wife, the mother of Maggie and Margot. But Tilly is so wild. Oh my goodness, she's wearing nothing. Oh my god. Tilly, put your clothes on, girl. Tilly is wild, y'all. She is just energetic. She is like probably the ADHD child of this family. Like, she is. It's hard to get Tilly's focus. It's hard to get her to pay attention. Like, she is just always on the go, always into something. She's just an active kid. She is wild. I have autism, and I have quite a few friends with ADHD, and Tilly would definitely, if there was ADHD in The Sims, that would be Tilly. She is always into something. And then Mckenzie is very clingy, very anxious, but she has trouble with, like, her, she's not really gaining a lot of the movement skill. She is gaining some imagination skill. Granted, she's a fairly new toddler. Like, she's got 6 days until she ages up. So, oh my goodness, there Tilly goes. What's Tilly gonna do next? Tilly's gonna play with the basketball. Tilly is excited. Maggie's over here. I kind of want to change up Maggie's hair again. I'm debating it. I just don't know. I do like the hairstyle she has, but I don't know if I want to keep it or not. Because I did find a hairstyle that I do think would be good for Tilly if we wanted to go more Maxis Match. Like, I found the Maxis Match kind of version of Tilly's hair. I do like that she kind of has this alpha look to her. But I did, like I said, I did find a version of, like, a similar hair. I think it would be that one. don't know. There is so many hairstyles that I have, you guys. Yeah, I think it's that one that we could easily go with for little Matilda. And it does suit her, y'all. Like, we could change it if we wanted to. Because maybe her hair is grown out a bit and it's a bit thicker. And then I do think we could find, like, a nice hair for her as well. But I do think that would mean... Ooh, I like that one. But I was looking for a more Max's Match version. Oh my goodness, I'm getting so distracted. I like that. And then I just would have to maybe change her eyebrows. I like those eyebrows. Do I like the hair though? I do like those eyebrows. Do I have something similar that's more... I do like her with, like... Oh, those eyebrows are nice. Maggie could easily rock that. Okay, there we go. They're all wearing Max's Match hairstyles now. Even little Tilly. I can't believe... And that's Matilda's nickname. They all in the household call her Baby Tilly. Because she is quite something else. Quite something else indeed. But yeah, Pablo and Jenny are not getting along. Not Pablo and Jenny. Pablo and Jenny are not getting along with Adeline. So there's some drama brewing. And I feel bad for Paul. Like, Adeline for a while couldn't co-parent with Markus. Now she and Markus are back together and living together. But that was when Markus was, like, with Rosemary. And he's not with Rosemary anymore. So, I don't know. But Markus, he's gonna be an elder. Ooh, I have to make him a cake. I'm gonna make him a little cake, and we're gonna let him age up. I'm gonna make him a white cake. I feel like he'd be very simple. Like, he's a simple guy. He doesn't want much for a cake. He's gonna be a... yeah, it's safe to say she likes video gaming. I also want to, like... I've started playing with some of the townies on Twitch, trying to give them the life they deserve and get them married and, you know, play with them to age them up a little as well, slowly. Like, Johnny's S now has a toddler. Lilith and Angela Pleasant. Angela Pleasant, I played with her. Angela has a toddler, and her sister Lilith does. I didn't do, like, a whole stream with Lilith yet. At least not before I'm recording this. I'm pre-recording, so by the time this is out, I may or may not have played with Angela on Twitch, but I've been having fun and playing with some of the townies in this save, just so they can kind of age up along with the Maggie Harris, you did not. And then Markus ages up and he's sad everyone forgot his birthday, all because of you, Miss Maggie Harris. Maggie's just like, whatever. She don't care. She quite honestly doesn't care whatsoever that she just stole her dad's cake. Cool. Oh my goodness, Markus. You are such a... I can't believe you aged up and now you're all sad. I made you a cake. It's not my fault Maggie took it. Little Miss Thieving Maggie. Swiper no swiping, Maggie. Haven't you ever heard of that? You never watched Dora the Explorer, Maggie? Oh my goodness. Maggie is something else. Stealing her dad's cake, like that entitled. And Like, meanwhile, baby Tilly, she's just in there taking a poop while her dad is looking at himself in the mirror. He's just kind of, you know, he's like, oh my goodness, I don't like the way I look. He's like, I'm old. I'm old. Yeah. Adeline's gonna be, she's still a young adult. Oh goodness. I forget because I played with Markus and Rosemary a lot, and then I played with Adeline's family a lot, but I guess I didn't play with them in equal amount because she's gonna be an adult and he's like an elder. But that might be a good thing because like they have 2 babies. Like if both of them die, at least there's an adult like for the wee ones. So that is always good. But poor Markus, he could die if we woohoo too much. Maybe she's just not into Markus now that she's realized there's like an age gap. Like he's getting older. His parents are elders. Markus is an elder. Like that is some stuff right there. Maybe she's just not attracted to Markus. Maybe she's now feeling like Pablo is more her age. Like she should have stayed with her homie Pablo. I don't know what's with her going and flirting with Pablo. I really, really don't. But you can see she and Pablo are not getting along. She's not getting along with her old friend Eva and Marcus's friend Eva. I guess they had a bit of a romantic relationship. She had a bit of a romantic fling with Miss Elphaba. She's just romancing everyone at this point. Markus has quite the trail of people he's tried to romance, including Miss Jenny, and she was not having it. She was not having it at all. She actually met Paolo through Markus and Adeline, so it's kind of funny that now she's not getting along with them. I think anyways, it's kind of interesting. Pablo is going through this I'm a bear phase, and his parents, they have 6 kids, so they're like not even phased. I think that's another thing. Jenny feels like she could give Paul more one-on-one time than he could get with Adeline and Markus, but Adeline is not having it. She is like, stay in your lane. This is my boy. You stay in your lane, Jenny. Like, you know, your lane ain't over here in my business with my littles. Yeah, she's just not having it. She's sleeping in her kid's bed. She's really not having it today. But yeah, she is like, her and Paolo, they're fighting over their son. You know, and Markus is just like, don't worry, Paul has always kind of lived here full time. He goes to Paolo's house part-time. Like, Jenny has no reason to be talking. Like, that's your baby. You know, don't worry about the whole custody thing. And I don't know, Adeline might be having trouble keeping her mind off it. She's gonna go hug her son. I think she definitely is a little angry. She feels like the whole custody thing with Paul is really what's putting Paul through this phase. You know, and she's asking Paul, she's expressing her love. Like, you know, I wanted to spend your birthday with you. Like, I'm sorry I had to pick you up early. And she's going to go out and water the garden and try to do something mindful because she's very worried. She's very, very worried. Did it just say she's good friends with Paolo? Because no, we are not good friends right now, honey. No, they're acquaintances. They're not even, they're starting to feel like they're not even deeply connected. She's gonna spray that for bugs. And of course, Maggie has been talking to her parents. She wants to find, like, someone to date. She's also been hanging out with, like, some young adult friends of hers, like Lilith. Where is Lilith? Right there. She's been hanging out with Lilith and her friend Yuki. But she's made friends with Lilith, who's in college, because Maggie's like, you know, I'm getting to the point, like, I'm almost in college. Like, I'll be in college eventually. Like, I'm in high school. She's hanging out with college kid Lilith and her friend Yuki, and, you know, she and her dad have been talking, and Maggie is like, Dad, when can I date? And Markus's response is, when you're 30. He is not having it. Like, no, Maggie. And they're both at work, so she's gonna come over here and like, hey, what are you doing? You shouldn't be making a mess. Like, clean this up. Because, you know, she's the oldest, so she's like, look, I gotta scrub this. Then she's gonna, like, take a selfie. She's just that typical big sister. She does, seriously, though. I seriously would like to get a selfie of her. And I think she would, too. She's gonna go over here. She's really started this kind of goth phase since, like, her mother's passing. I'm kind of not upset about it. Like, I feel like, you know, it suits her. So, like, I'm not that upset about it, to be honest. I'm gonna give her some energy because I feel like Maggie would be the one to watch her siblings while her parents are at work, which is something that would make... Oh my goodness, I love this picture. But I really want one just... Let's just get that beautiful... She wants one with the gravestone, her mother's grave in the background. Okay, now what's happening? Did something happen to Kenzie? Kenzie's over here. She's a little dirty. This one needs to go poop. But we're just not gonna mind that. We're gonna, like, give Mckenzie a bath. Because, you know... Maggie has to be the responsible one. She's the oldest. You know, technically it would help if her brother Matthew would be responsible, but, like, that's just not his thing. Maggie's going through a loud phase. I think it's because she feels like she's being left to help with her siblings a lot, and, like, her parents are pushing her to be more responsible, but they won't give her more freedom. That kind of deal. Maggie's going through some stuff. She's going through a whole lot of stuff. Oh my goodness. Mckenzie is the spitting image of Adeline. Oh, I love the two of them. Markus, the fact that he is an elder now just makes me sad. Like, no. Like, I don't want you to be an elder. I'm not ready for it. She is going to, I feel like she should, like, have a deep conversation with her dad. Like, you know, I'm taking on more responsibility. Can I, like, go and then he's leaving. He knows what this conversation is gonna be. So he's like, I'm just not having it. He is just not having it. Anyways, I will see you all tomorrow. If you're new to my channel, welcome. We do a lot of simmings. We do some doll unboxings. We do some shop with me videos. We do a lot of fun stuff, and I am happy to have you watching this video. If you are a returning subscriber, go you! Woohoo! Go you! And if today's your birthday, happy birthday. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Bye, guys.